Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Spirosophy, where spirituality and philosophy meet. My name is Kin Admiral, and today I wanted to talk to you about something that I've been thinking of for the past couple of weeks, and that is simulation theory. The first time I heard of it was when Elon Musk spoke about it. He said that according to simulation theory, it's highly plausible that when looking at the rate of advancement and development of modern day technology, there will likely be an alien race, or at least a race that's alien to us, who has created our world. Now, why would this have to be so? When looking at video games, they're becoming increasingly real and increasingly immersive. We see this in the graphics, where there are pictures on the internet right now of virtual environments that are indistinguishable from reality. Now, there are few games that really look like this, but in the end, in theory, it's possible to create a world that's indistinguishable from our world. If virtual reality keeps on making the advancements that it's making right now, it's not unthinkable to imagine a world where we're plugged in to a device that simulates a reality for us that feels almost as real as this reality here. Now, if that continues, we might have plugs attached to us, plugs that send us electrical signals and electrical information, which makes it so that we can even start to feel things in a virtually simulated environment. Now, one question here is, how does consciousness play into it all? We can imagine a simulated reality, but how do we get consciousness in there? Now, that's a big question, of course. Another question is, if we're living in a simulation, then how do we know? Well, a computer program or a computer system runs by certain rules that allows programs to launch, and it makes it so that other programs error when they launch. Program will launch when its rules are coherent to the system that it is abiding by. In this way, it could be that our universe is set up with different sorts of rules. We see this in physics, of course. Then we have logic as well, and we have math. All of these systems work coherently. It's set up in a way that it will allow certain things to be true and other things to be false. 5 plus 7, for example, will always equal 12. Why is that always true? Because it is a mathematical equation set up in a system that will always make it true in this system or false in that system. The same counts for logic. When we have logical rules, which is what a lot of computer programs are run by, it's ones and zeros. According to these ones and zeros, this allows what we want to see to become visible in the system that we're looking at. So the first thing that we need to do in order to know if we're in a simulation or not is study the rules by which the universe abides. Now, there's been a lot of physicists doing this, a lot of mathematicians. Einstein is one of them. E equals mc squared. Now, there must be a whole host of other rules, but we don't have a theory of the universe yet. We don't have a theory that really explains the universe in a unified manner. We have theories about the big bodies in our world, and we have a theory about the smaller bodies in our world. The big body theory is something that exists in the world of astrology. The small body world is something that's studied in quantum mechanics. Yet we still don't have a formula or a rule that combines these two theories. I think that once we do, we'll understand our universe, and through the understanding of these rules, we'll be able to escape the simulation that we're living in. However, I believe in a different way. I believe that we can study the rules of the simulation by studying ourselves. Because if we are indeed living in a simulation, then we as human beings are also run by the coding that is ingrained into this world. And through self-study, we can discover what this coding is. A great method to do this is meditation, because in meditation, it is our thoughts, our emotions, our desires. Those are the things which are being studied. If you reach a certain level of meditation, it even becomes possible to study consciousness with consciousness, to become aware of consciousness with consciousness. And I think, I don't remember who it was, but I watched a YouTube video from a guy who talked for an hour about simulation theory. And what he said is that if it is so that we're living in a simulation, there's probably a hierarchy of simulated worlds. Our world comes from a creator, and the world of that creator comes from another creator, and so on and so forth. What has to be the case is that in every simulation, there must be elements of truth. There must exist elements coming from that world from which we were created. Just as how when we create video games, there's always some resemblance in video games to this world. We cannot create a video game that is completely alien to what we know from this universe. So there is this trickle-down effect, as it were. Imagine this hierarchy with the main creation here. Let's call it reality. And from there, there's been another creation. From that creation, 2 creations split. And from those 2 creations, 4 creations split. And then we have this mountain hierarchy of simulated worlds. But there is a trickle-down effect in these, because all worlds must obtain some resemblance to the world where it finally comes from. There is a trickle-down effect of reality. I believe that this trickle-down effect is created by consciousness. So once we study consciousness and we really get a grasp of what that is, we'll be able to move up the hierarchy of these simulated worlds. So that's just my ideas on simulation theory. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think that we're living in a simulation. Is this world real or not? Of course, a lot of gurus, seers, and mystics talk about Maya, the world of illusion, that we are basically just looking at a hologram and nothing of what we perceive is actually real. What is reality then? Well, what comes closest to reality is consciousness, that by which we study and perceive the world around us. So once we know what this central system is, which as of yet, sadly, we do not know, then we might come one step closer to discovering the truth about this world. Let me know about your thoughts. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more, hit that notification bell. For more videos like these, my name is Kin Admiral. Once again, you've been watching Spirosophy. Stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Have a good one.